Hey guys, Tactical. So, I'm going to do a little bit of a longer video today. Day in the life of a quarantined redneck. So, I'll be shooting some stuff throughout the day just to show y'all what I actually do. Actually, I'm going to turn the coffee on first. But, I mean, really, unless, I'm going to go to the store or something, and day in the life of a quarantined redneck isn't much different than any other day. But, turn the water for the coffee on. The next thing I'm going to do is come in here and turn the lights on for the the hydroponic system. And we'll take a walk outside and see what the birds have to say. But yeah, I go through a morning routine pretty much every day, just give myself some kind of a regiment, schedule, whatever. So, okay, yeah, it is going. Make sure the coffee water is actually starting to heat up. I don't have a stove up here yet, so I'm just using an electric kettle. It's actually not too bad out here today. It's supposed to be like mid-30s. It doesn't feel like it. Birds are still out, so. Anyway, yeah, I'll check back in on a few minutes and the coffee's ready to go. Okay, so kettle just kicked off. Normally, I went on and did this off camera just because it's easier, but normally I'll put the beans in the grinder the night before. Then when I get up in the morning, just hit the button, let it go, dump it in, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then, good. And it's probably sat for long enough. So, cool. Now I'll have a cup of coffee and go commune with the plants. Everybody's looking good today. Tomatoes are coming up. Peppers are up. That ment's finally starting to take off that back row. The mason jars are 2 Tabascos. I don't know what day of the week it is, which also means I don't know when I put those in. But, yeah, those have probably been gone for 2 or 3 days. So I'll give it another couple of days. Another thing I've got to do this morning is in here. That's some kale seed. One of them looked like it was trying to go. So I'll have to pull that out of the bag. Be easier with both hands. Got some lemongrass seed that's in there. I don't think that's going to come up. That's been in there for at least a week or 2 now. Still not getting anything out of the celery either. Starting to think that's not going to come up either, but we'll see. This one I've got some lettuce and these 2, and then if that kale actually comes up, it's going to go on those 3. But yeah, everybody's looking good so far. Those middle 3 rows back there are peppers, so it's probably going to take a good couple of days for those to come up. I guess we could go on and let's take a look. See if these guys are starting. Yep. I don't know if you can see that on camera's not going to focus, but there's a white spot right there. That's the roots from that starting to come through. That's good. Oh yeah, nice roots starting to develop on that one. And peppers have got their roots down in there too. So, yeah. Anyway, plants are good, so it's been really nice the last couple of days, and then the temperature kind of dropped last night, but it's still not too bad today, so go sit outside and enjoy first cup of coffee. Then at some point in time, once my brain gets going a little more, start thinking about the list of things that I need to do today. Oh, I guess I could show you this too. So that right one is some elephant garlic, and then there's some Egyptian walking onion and a tomato in that one, and then mint. Lots and lots of mint. I started with some stuff that I just shoved in these plugs and put in here, and then I've been cutting the tops off and just sticking it down into the soil and getting them to root. So I've got another, I guess, 3 that I topped and got to root like that. So I'm gonna start spreading that around the property here soon. But yeah, not too bad of a morning. Alright, so I went on and did the brushing of my teeth and the rest of the stuff that I do in the bathroom. Figure you didn't need to see that part. Then I went back and checked that kale, and 2 of those are actually starting to germinate, so that's nice. I'll get that into some starting plugs later on today once they get going a little bit more than they are right now, so that'll be nice. Have a combination of lettuce and kale to be able to harvest from. But you know, started thinking about what all I got to do today. Looked at my phone, it's Wednesday, which means tomorrow is Thursday, which means tomorrow a pig shows up. So I guess priority on my list of things to do today should be getting the rest of the goat pasture fixed so that it'll actually hold a pig. So anyway, yeah, finish this cup of coffee and then it'll be about time to head to work. So yeah, I'll get you back on here when it's time for the commute. It's kind of a long one. All right, time to get to work so I don't get yelled at by the boss. Sonny, you ready to go? You ready to go? All right, let's go get to work. Where are you going? Hey, Sonny, come on, let's go. Hey, come on. Sonny, come on. Get up there. Good girl. And you're about to see what it's like to have to make this absolutely horrible commute. Well, at least the sun's out today. But this commute really does kind of suck. And, you know, gotta show up and deal with the boss. She's pretty mean sometimes. She makes me do all kinds of stuff I don't want to do. Like eat breakfast, take my vitamins, be polite when I'm talking to stupid people. stuff like that. But you can see, I mean, this commute sucks because you don't have time to drink a cup of coffee, no time for a podcast, nothing. It's just like you leave the house and you're at work. It kind of sucks. Come on. Alright. Oh, Mountain Island Pat's here. Guess he's coming over for morning coffee too. Alright guys, check back in a bit. And this is what I have dubbed the International Space Station of coffee makers. Because you need like a tech manual to be able to use this thing. Especially when it starts throwing like error codes. But it is a lot nicer and more convenient than the French press. It's a lot faster too. And it makes good coffee.
I know.
And then for the morning meeting. Well, you know, of course the day that I'm trying to do this is like the day that everybody decides to show up in the holler for coffee.
See, so then now, it's like you just pretend you just walked in with your journal. And you write in it. And then you do your video. I did that this morning and I ended up with podcast notes before 8 o'clock.
Oh.
And my whole to-do list. Look at this. This does not happen for me every day. So, like, this is my to-do list. This is my podcast notes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now I can schedule the fucking live stream of the podcast for 1:30 because that'll give me time to do a morning's worth of work, take the dogs for a walk, and then record the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I got the 10 o'clock thing, and then we need to get to that pig pasture today.
Mm-hmm.
At least one half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm debating whether or not we just cut that one section of fence out and restring it because we have all the materials and the tools to do it. I'd like it to be one consecutive piece, but...
I don't want to use that fence down there.
Which?
This woven wire is for the
No.
Yeah.
Not the woven wire, but we've got enough of the other stuff that we pulled out of there and some pieces we found down there that there should be a section long enough to string up. And the spot down there where the bottom is rusted and bent.
There's bottom rusted and bent?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that. I was going to say, because that was all new when I put it in, and it was all one piece.
It's where all those pallets are. Okay, so next thing on the agenda for today, Goat needs to go out. Hi, Goat. Hi, Goat. Are you a good goat? So we'll tether the goat out. Hi, Goat. Good goat. So we got this chain here. She's got a solid collar on, and I'm definitely not going to try to do this one-handed. So get the latches open, and then I'm going to turn the camera off while I get her to where she's going to go. And then I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, so we didn't go too far. She's not going to stay here for very long, but there's some of this vinca vine, which is that stuff there. She really likes that, and we would really like that to not be there. So I basically just put the chain around there, and I found that if you put the carabiner through one of the links, it won't act like a slip knot, and it makes it a lot easier to get her loose But, yeah, this is what we do with the goat. You know, just tether her out various different places where there's stuff and weeds and things that she can eat, and she does a really good job of weed control. And she's a happy goat. Ain't that right, goat? Ain't that right, goat? Oh, let's get behind the horns. Yeah. Get behind the horns where you can't reach. Good goat. So, yep. Now I'm just waiting on a 10 o'clock phone call, and then after I get done with that, it'll be time for ducks. Ooh, I almost forgot. Do dogs want breakfast? Do dogs want breakfast? Yep, the goat's out.
I'll do the birds at 11.
Do you want breakfast? Sonny, is it breakfast time? Okay. Let's see if I can do this one-handed.
Just real quick aside out there, the first gun show I went to after Trump was elected,
Alright.
Christmas and New Year's of the election year.
So, these cat litter containers actually make very good containers for holding animal feed, whether it's dogs, cats, whatever. So, we keep these. And this is for Nicole's dogs. And then, I should have set that over there to start with. And then this one's for my dog. Sonny, half the time we'll get fed over here. Okay. Oh, the tricky part. Doing this stuff one-handed is always entertaining. Alright. Who wants breakfast? Sage. Is it breakfast time? Come on, Sage. Come on, Sage. Oh, I guess Cece's over there. Sage, come here. Get your breakfast. Get your breakfast, Sage. Sage and Cece are the two that are hard to get to eat. They're not very food motivated. Sage, get your breakfast. Get your breakfast, Sage. Cece, do you want breakfast? Cece, get your breakfast. Chestnut's never gonna argue with breakfast. Neither will Sonny. Alright, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, get it. Good girl, Sage. Get your breakfast. Good girl. Everybody gets breakfast. So, another fun little part of the daily routine is feeding the fish. Get some food. Ow. This is the aquaponics system. So, got some nice little goldfish in here. So we'll feed them. One of those containers lasts for a while, and then fish take a dump in the water, and that feeds all the plants. Another thing I've got to talk to Nicole about is, I'm not sure if she actually turned these wicking beds back on yet, but we've been getting enough rain that these things have stayed pretty wet, so there's still stuff growing in them. But we do need to replumb this whole thing, so have to have a conversation with Nicole about that to figure out exactly what she wants to do. But, yep, one more step in the day done. Alright guys, so I wrapped up with that phone call. Nicole let the ducks out while I was doing that, so I just came back over to base camp to grab some tools, screws, drill bits, all that type of thing. But while I was over here, I decided to stick my head back in the back bedroom, take a quick look at the plants, just cause. And I noticed something, and I was like, I could have swore I got all the pepper seeds all the way down on these plugs, but you can see that one. And then I realized that it's actually sprouting. Like, that guy's already coming up. I just put these in a couple of days ago, and like half of those are already sprouting, so I'm kind of excited about that. But anyway, yep. So I'm gonna load up tools and whatnot, and then go see about getting the goat barn fixed and getting the pig pasture set and ready for the pig that's supposed to show up tomorrow. So anyway, check back in on a few. Duck, duck, duck. So this is always a fun time of day. Hi, duck ducks. Hi, duck ducks. Come on, duck ducks. Duck, duck, duck. Come on, duck ducks. And you go from lots and lots of noise to instant silence. Yeah. Nope. And then you got Sonny running around barking at a bad bird. Go get it! Go get it! Go get it! Say, go away, bad bird! I don't know if you'll be able to see him, but he's up there. I can see him. Sonny can obviously see him. So she'll run around and bark and yup and everything else until it goes away. But, yep, check back in later. So, kind of forgot to video this part, but we got to working on the old pig pasture here. The gate's over there. Had to reconnect the fence to that last T-post. And then this whole run across here, the bottom's pretty loose. We're probably going to put some like U-shaped stakes on or something to tack that in place a little bit better, but we restrung it all the way down to right here and then got that tightened up pretty well. And then around here there's that taller odd green shaped post. It used to be for grapes, so this cable wasn't really doing anything, so we adjusted that and got it clamped off properly. It was just tied in a knot, and then there's a little turnbuckle right there, so we got that pretty well tightened up and got that post straightened up a good bit. It's still kind of leaning a little bit, and then the top of the fence right here was kind of, you can still see it's kind of pushed in a little bit right there, but it's a lot tighter now. So hopefully tomorrow pig shows up and we'll find out if there's any holes that we missed. So next time to head up there and work on the goat barn. Yeah, so apparently the goat took to ramming this right here. That piece is knocked out. This piece is flared out, so I'm drilling a couple of holes and get that all screwed back in. I don't know what happened to the screws that were in there, but yeah, she did a number on it. Well, goat did a good amount of damage over there, so decided to move her down here. Big patch of this vinca here. She can eat all the vinca she wants. Ain't that right, goat? You can see she just does a number on that stuff. And the dogs just showed up.
I need this for my Holler Hat Wednesday picture.
Okay.
You see anything special about my hat? You know what that is?
Is that the one you've been looking for?
For 14 years, I've been looking for morels.
Nice. Where did you find those at?
In the creek bed on my walk. I just saw them. Somebody told me if you go within about 20 feet of a creek and look in flat areas with rotting trees and such, you'll find them. And I've been kind of looking with that in mind for a few weeks. But these just made themselves known to me. And then the longer I stood there, the more I found.
Nice.
We're having morels tonight.
Nice. Is that down like on the other side of Pat's?
Yeah, it's way down the canyon. Yeah.
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 Right.
Now I know where they like to grow.
Nice. Okay, cool. Alright, so you know it's about bedtime for animals when they start coming up here to say hi. But yeah, it's a little after 5, so we just stopped to have dinner. And Nicole made a pretty awesome stew. A bunch of fish and sausage and a bunch of other stuff in there. Sunset's probably about, I don't know, 45 minutes from now, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit before these guys get to go to bed. They'll be happy to get fed. But yeah, day's not over yet, so I mean, almost sunset, most outside work's done. Nicole found those mushrooms earlier, so she's got those soaking in a bucket with a saltwater brine something or another that one of our friends recommended. So she's going to try to get a bunch of the spores from those mushrooms. And then we'll scatter it out various different places around just to see if it eventually grows. But yeah, here in another 45 minutes or so, we'll start putting animals to bed, and then we'll get into evening activities. We did eat dinner a little bit early tonight, though, so there's that. Normally that would be on the list of evening activities, but yeah. So anyway, probably check back in about the time animals go to bed. Alright, so seeing as how I didn't actually show dinner earlier, I figured I'd sacrifice my body and go back for seconds so I can actually show you what we're eating. And some people would say we're crazy for storing all this food. This ain't no MREs. This ain't no peanut butter and jelly. This is delicious goodness. So if you want to call me crazy, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now.
And we have pickles.
And we have pickles and good food. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go stuff my face again.
Oh, imagine if she hits record. What are you doing?
Go to bed. So, we'll see how adventurous this is going to be tonight. See how tangled up some night I got myself.
Go!
Hi, goat. Sometimes I'll come out and she'll have this completely knotted up, but she's excited to get some sweet feed. Is that right, goat? Come on, goat. Also, I'll check her water while I'm up here. Her water looks good for today. A lot of times she'll get a bunch of hay kicked in there. Good to go.
Hey, Tactical. What's the call?
Now all ducks go to bed.
Oh, ducks go to bed!
All ducks go to bed.
All ducks go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed!
All ducks go to bed.
We want food, but we're scared of food. But we want food.
Yeah, they kicked the tray over.
They always do.
But, yep, that's the part I love about ducks. It's just that simple. So, yeah. All the animals are to bed. The only thing we got left to do for animals today is feed the dogs. Okay, guys, so after we got done with putting ducks and goat and all that to bed and finished dinner and whatnot, I didn't bother shooting any video. It's dark, so wound up sitting there with my neighbors over at Nicole's house, and we watched an episode of, I'm gonna blank out on it now, Wartime Farm by the BBC. It's actually a pretty good TV series. Kind of resembles what we're going through now with this whole COVID lockdown, stay-at-home thing, so forth and so on. But anyway, did that, talked to Nicole about plants and whatnot and what we're planning on doing for a little bit, and then came back over to base camp. So I don't know, you probably can't see. Let's see, Sonny is over there. Black dog in the darkness. Yeah. But her bed's at the foot of mine. I'm sitting on my bed right now. But anyway, I'll probably wind up, I mean, it's not time for me to go to bed yet, so I'll probably sweep up around here, and then I have one more thing that I want to show you before I end this video. So, be right back. Alright, so this is the kale seed that I was talking about earlier this morning. And I just took a wet paper towel, folded some seed up in it, and put it in a plastic bag so the paper towel doesn't dry out. See if I can do this one-handed. Get that guy into my hand. You can see it started to actually sprout. So I've got that one, this one, and then that guy. The seed's actually cracked, and it's starting to try to do the same thing. So what I'm going to do before I go to bed is take a couple of these rapid rooter plugs and drop those in there, and then those will be going into those 3 slots. I think the one, this guy, might be a little premature to drop him in there, but trial and error. Drop it in and see what happens. If not, you know, one of the rest of these guys will probably come up and I'll just drop it in there, but we'll see what happens. So, anyway, yeah, that's pretty much a day in the life of the Redneck. So, I didn't get everything, but you get a general idea. So, anyway, till next time, guys. Bye.